Hello, eighth graders. I hope this message finds you safe and healthy and well at home. I wanted to send out just a quick video that goes through sort of a syllabus for you as we prepare to begin distance learning next week. And so I'm going to walk you through some slides. These slides will be on Schoology for you to go through as well. But I just wanted to talk about a couple of things prior to your orientation on Monday and our official start of distance learning on Tuesday. So, one thing throughout this process is how you can contact me. And the best way to do that would be through email. I check email pretty regularly, so if you have questions, just let me know. During distance learning, all teachers will also have office hours. And so, if you would like to chat one on one, you have multiple questions, or you want something more immediate or face to face, we will be able to do Google Hangouts as well. So, that's another option for you to get in contact with me. But the best way, probably, or the fastest response, is going to be through email. As we move into distance learning, you will be following, or as far as live classes go, they'll be following the school schedule. So as I have over here, I will sometimes have live classes. I will not have live classes every day. But if I do have a live class, say for instance, second hour, it would be sometime between 9:15 and 10:30. And that way, if your math teacher or Miss Melius for geography wants to do a live chat with you as well, the classes won't overlap. So I will let you know which days I'm going live. I will be sending out Google Calendar invites to you if there is a live meeting that day. And if you can be there, that's fantastic. If you cannot make it there for that live class, they will be recorded and they'll be put on Schoology, so you'll be able to go back and watch them later on. But if you are someone who wants your questions answered right away as you're moving through the assignments, I would do my best to try to be at those live classes. But if not, the recordings will be there on Schoology for you. As we do distance learning, I will be using Zoom for all live classes. Those of you that have Mrs. Melius, she has talked about Zoom, so I know some of you are fairly familiar with it. Zoom has some digital guidelines though as you join into those live classes. Most of them are pretty straightforward, but just to review a couple of things. When you join a Zoom class, you will automatically be muted and your camera will be turned off. If though you need to ask a question and you want to turn your camera on when speaking and you turn your mic on when speaking, just be aware of your surroundings and what's behind you. Be aware of your lighting so that we can see you. But for the most part, probably on Zoom, you will be muted and your camera will be off. School dress code still applies in live classroom meetings. Zoom has the option to raise your hand. So if you click the raise your hand button, that will alert me that you want to speak. There's also a chat box over on the side, so you'll be able to use that for questions as well that you'll be able to send directly to me. And just make sure if you're joining in on those live videos that you are present, that you're not trying to do 6 different assignments from different classes, that you're watching what's going on, because you can always multitask later on. Just to give you an idea of what we are moving towards for fourth quarter, both regular language arts and enriched language arts will be engaging in a poetry and suspense unit. Those would be the first 4 weeks here of fourth quarter and distance learning. And then regardless if we are back in school in May or if we're still doing distance learning in May, regular LA will be reading The Giver as their last novel for the year, and then enriched language arts will be reading The Hobbit. So The Giver and The Hobbit, you don't need to worry about anything with that right now, but we will be jumping into poetry and suspense starting next week. I wanted to show you, and I'm going to toggle over to Schoology here in a moment, but everything you're pretty much going to need is on Schoology. On Mondays, things will be posted in the weekly folder. I would try to log in by 8 a.m. if you can, just to kind of see what's on the agenda for that day. But you can go into the ELA folder during class time or anytime during the week to see what's going on for that particular week. So if I toggle over here to Schoology, this is just for language arts. If you go all the way to the bottom, past all the other units we've done, and you can't see these on your end yet, but you will be able to see every week has its own folder. And so you'll start on Monday or Tuesday with this first one where it says week of March 30th. And if I click that, I will show you a little bit about what it looks like in there. So every week we'll have a weekly agenda up at the top, and that will outline what is going on each day. If you're someone who wants to work ahead, if you're someone who's just curious about what's going to be going on Thursday or Friday of that week, you can click on the weekly agenda. The weekly agenda will also have if I'm going to be live that day or not, and if I am, what time. And it will also have office hours on there that if you're trying to get a hold of me and you want an answer pretty fast or you want to do a Google Hangout, that will be on there as well. Right now I have these slides in there, so you'll be able to access these slides again starting next week. And I have a survey. All other work that you will be doing will be in this folder for next week, and it will be in chronological order. So you'll be able, everything that's in the weekly agenda, the order it is in there, it'll be in that same order here in Schoology. So these weekly folders are going to be your prime spot to look and see what it is you're going to be doing. That's where your Google assignments will be that you'll be able to complete and submit, and any other links or work or resources that you need will be inside this weekly folder. So Schoology really is your main place for all of that. Zoom live meetings that I'll be having as well, I will be sending to you via Google, but I will also post them in the Schoology calendar. So you'll be able to see it on Schoology as well, which days specifically I will have live class time if you are able to join. Couple of things to just keep in mind. This is a learning curve for everybody. This is just very unprecedented. So we're all learning. We're all probably going to have questions as we go along. We're probably going to have technology issues, whether it's I'm having tech issues or you might have tech issues with so many people around the world online at the same time. So we'll just have to be creative and flexible. Again, if there's anything you're wondering, if you're having issues, just make sure you shoot me an email and let me know what issues you're having or what questions you have as we're going. And so everything pretty much could change on the school's end, on my end as we're going, as we're just sort of adjusting to this learning curve. And so these are the next steps. Monday the 30th is an orientation day for you. Mrs. Bellum's going to have some training and some videos. I believe Mr. Clausen's going to have a video for you. And so what I'm going to be doing on Monday is hosting a live Zoom. It is optional. You do not have to come to the live Zoom. If you are wanting to kind of play around with Zoom and see how the raising of the hand works or what it's like to have a teacher on there and be muted and things like that, you are free to join. I will be doing those during your assigned class times. I will send out a Google Calendar invite for those, and that will have the link of how to join Zoom. And so that is something, again, on Monday, you do not have to join, but if you want to, feel free to kind of come by and say hi. It'll be probably like a 10-minute thing where you just play around with Zoom a little bit. During that first week, you will want to familiarize yourself with Schoology and those different folders that I showed you. And then Tuesday will be our first day of instructional material, and so that will be the day that we are starting our poetry unit. And finally, if you have any questions about whether it's about quarter 3 work or if you have questions regarding the start of quarter 4, feel free to send me an email. Again, I check email pretty regularly, so I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. And overall, I hope to see you all during week 1. Have a good weekend.